Listen, y'all, social media is in absolute chaos right now. The internet is exploding, Twitter's on fire, and TikTok cannot stop talking about what just went down. I'm talking Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. But this wasn't just another flashy performance. Nah, this was a full-blown cultural earthquake. Fans are calling it the most insane, controversial, and unexpected collab in halftime history. Why? Because nobody saw Mugy, Eska, Kendrick Lamar, and Akei pulling up like that. Picture this. The lights go dark, a heartbeat echoes through the stadium. And out of the smoke comes Bad Bunny, draped in white, holding a broken heart chain that glows red. The crowd goes wild, but then boom! Mugy walks out with him, face iced out, rocking a fur coat and glaring at the crowd like he's ready for war. Then, out of nowhere, Eska drops from the ceiling on a diamond platform, hitting that first note that made half the audience drop their phones. And just when people thought it couldn't get crazier, Kendrick Lamar appears in the middle of the field, flames behind him, spitting a verse so raw that even the commentators went silent. But hold up. It wasn't just the music that had fans losing their minds. Word on the street is that there was real tension backstage. I'm talking betrayal, secret DMs, and last-minute changes that had entire crews threatening to walk out. Rumor has it, Akei almost didn't perform because of something that went down between her and Bad Bunny just hours before showtime. People are saying this wasn't just a performance. It was a message, a power move, maybe even revenge. Fans are dissecting every lyric, every glance, every gesture. So what really went down that night? Stay locked in, because this story gets wild. And trust me, y'all haven't heard half of it yet, yo. So listen up, because what went down behind the scenes of Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show might just be one of the wildest stories the music world has ever seen. People thought this was just going to be a performance, a vibe, a little island rhythm mixed with hip-hop flavor. But nah, this was deeper. This was personal. It started way before the stage lights even came on. With weeks of quiet tension building between Bad Bunny and the rest of the lineup, Mugy, Eska, Kendrick, and Akei. Sources close to the production said the rehearsals were chaotic from day one. Bad Bunny, being the perfectionist he is, had this massive vision. He wanted to merge Latin trap, rap, and futuristic visuals in a way that had never been done before. But Mugy, who's known for his wild energy and unfiltered opinions, wasn't feeling being treated like a feature. He told producers straight up, "I'm not a background act. If I'm on that stage, I'm headlining too." And that one sentence sent shockwaves through the camp. The first big argument reportedly happened 3 days before the show. The team was in a closed stadium, run through, cameras off, but someone leaked a clip. In the video, you can hear Bad Bunny saying in Spanish, "This is my stage. My name is on the headline, not his." Mugy fires back. "Without me, nobody's even talking about this show." Crew members tried to calm things down, but by then, the vibe was broken. Security had to step between them. Fans who saw the leaked footage started flooding social media with theories. Hashtags like #BUNNYVSMUGY and #HalftimeHeat started trending overnight. Meanwhile, Eska was trying to stay neutral, but she had her own pressure building. Her team had been fighting for her set to include a solo verse, something powerful that would show off her vocals. The producers originally wanted her to just harmonize during Bad Bunny's Ojitos Lindos segment. But Eska wasn't having it. "If I'm doing the Super Bowl," she told her manager, "I'm not standing in the back like a backup singer." So she took matters into her own hands. Rumor has it she called Kendrick personally, asking if he'd help her rewrite her part. Kendrick agreed. Let that move low-key angered Bad Bunny's camp because they felt like she was going behind their backs. And then there's Akei, the mysterious newcomer who everyone says has a connection with Bad Bunny. That's more than professional. Some say they dated briefly last summer while recording in Puerto Rico. Others claim it was never official, just flirtation and late-night studio sessions. Either way, there was definitely tension. Insiders said that when Akei arrived for rehearsals, Bad Bunny avoided her completely. She'd walk into the room and he'd find a reason to leave. The dancers noticed. One background dancer even tweeted, "The energy in that room was cold, like someone just ended things bad." But things really started heating up when the NFL team got nervous. They'd been promised a show that was inclusive, positive, and unifying. And now they were hearing about shouting matches, diva behavior, and late arrivals. One executive allegedly threatened to pull the plug if everyone didn't get it together. And that's when Kendrick stepped in as the mediator. According to someone on his team, Kendrick gathered everyone in the green room, closed the door, and said, "Look, we're about to make history. We can't be fighting over ego. The world's watching. Let's turn this chaos into art." For a while, it seemed like things cooled off. They did one smooth rehearsal. Fans outside could hear snippets through the stadium walls. Bad Bunny and Kendrick trading verses. Ska hitting impossible notes. Mugy hyping up the crowd. Everyone thought the drama was over. But that piece didn't last long. Because right after that rehearsal, Akei dropped a cryptic Instagram story. It showed her holding a mic. The caption reading, "They tried to silence me, but I'll still be heard." Fans instantly went wild, speculating that it was aimed at Bad Bunny. Blogs picked it up. YouTube channels dissected every word, and within hours, the comment section was full of people calling Bad Bunny controlling. The next day, Akei didn't show up for the morning rehearsal. Her absence caused panic. The producers called her team, no answer. The clock was ticking, and the NFL was furious. Bad Bunny reportedly said, "If she doesn't want to be here, fine. We'll do it without her." But Eska wasn't having that. She stood up in front of everyone and said, "You can't just erase her. She's part of this. If she goes, I go too." That statement froze the room. Even Mugy looked surprised. Kendrick just sat there, silent, like he was calculating every word in his head. Finally, Eska showed up that night, calm, composed, but different. Her hair was freshly braided. She wore a black hoodie with the words "Truth always wins" written on it. She didn't say a word to Bad Bunny. She went straight to her mic, ran through her part, and left. No eye contact, no words. Everyone could feel the tension. What nobody knew was that she had rewritten her verse without permission. Instead of singing the line, "I'm lost in your rhythm," she changed it to, "You broke me for your rhythm." Subtle, but sharp. And the way she sang it, eyes locked on Bad Bunny during rehearsal, everyone in the room knew exactly what she meant by the night before the Super Bowl. Rumors had leaked to the press. TMZ, Shade Room, and countless rap news pages were reporting major drama between the performers. Fans didn't know what to believe, but the hype was insane. Everyone was tuning in not just for the music, but for the mess backstage. Hours before the live show, Kendrick pulled Bad Bunny aside for one last talk. "Whatever happens out there," he said quietly, "make it about the art, not the pain." Bad Bunny nodded, but you could tell he was holding something in. He later told a close friend, "I'm tired of people using my name for their story. Tonight, I'm setting the record straight." As the stadium filled with nearly 70,000 fans, the performers took their positions. Bad Bunny stood in the center, mic in hand, staring at the massive crowd. Mugy was behind him, Eska to the left, Kendrick on the right, and Akei at the far end, distant. Like she didn't belong, but somehow stole the spotlight anyway. And then the countdown started. 10 seconds to live broadcast. 10 seconds to either make history or completely fall apart. That's where everything began to spiral. All right, let's pick it right up from that 10-second countdown. The crowd roaring. The lights trembling, everyone holding their breath like something unreal was about to happen. 5 seconds left. The cameras are rolling. You could almost feel the tension between Bad Bunny and Akei pulsing through the air. Backstage staff whispered about how they weren't even looking at each other. Mugy was pacing, muttering, "We're really about to do this." While Kendrick stood motionless, eyes closed, like he was meditating before battle. Eska just smiled nervously, hands shaking behind her mic, and then boom, the beat dropped. Fireworks burst into the night sky, and Bad Bunny exploded onto the field with "Ti di mi pregunto." The crowd went absolutely insane. But the real shock came when Mugy stormed in halfway through the verse, cutting the music for a split second as he shouted, "New kings on the field." That wasn't in the script. The NFL producers in the control booth were losing their minds. Bad Bunny looked thrown for a second but recovered quick, flashing a tight smile, pretending it was all part of the plan. Kendrick stepped forward next, dropping a remix verse so cold the entire stadium froze for a moment. From the island to the city, from pain to power. He rapped, walking between Bad Bunny and Mugy, like a referee between two fighters. The symbolism wasn't lost on anyone. Fans online immediately started screen recording, tweeting Kendrick trying to keep the peace live on stage. But then came Eska, glowing in a shimmering blue outfit, hitting a high note that silenced everyone. People in the stands had their phones out, crying, shouting, vibing. She was the emotional anchor of that performance. And then, Akei stepped out. The stadium went quiet. She hadn't been introduced in any pre-show announcements, and her name wasn't on the NFL press sheet. When she appeared, dressed in silver with a translucent mic, the internet went into meltdown mode. Is that Akei? They really brought her out. The fans couldn't believe it. She walked right past Bad Bunny, didn't even glance at him, and started singing the new version of her verse. "You broke me for your rhythm." Her voice echoed heavy and raw. The crowd gasped. The cameras caught Bad Bunny's face. He froze for half a second, then gave a tight smirk, almost like he knew this was coming but didn't expect her to be that bold. Kendrick looked over at her with this knowing expression, like, damn, she really went there. And that's when the energy shifted. Eska turned to Akei, trying to back her up musically, ad-libbing behind her. And the moment felt powerful to women standing their ground on the biggest stage in the world. Mugy, though, wasn't feeling it. During his verse, he cut the beat again and yelled, "We don't do heartbreaks, we do headlines." The line hit different, and fans later said it felt like a direct jab at Akei. But Akei didn't back down. She turned, stared Mugy dead in the eyes, and sang, "You only headline when somebody bleeds for you." That wasn't just a lyric. That was a punch. Kendrick raised an eyebrow mid-performance. And Bad Bunny tried to keep it professional, dancing it off, pretending nothing was wrong. But backstage cameras caught his jaw tightening, his hand clenching the mic harder. What most people didn't notice during the broadcast was that there were two versions of the show, one live, one slightly delayed for TV safety. Producers were scrambling to cut out what they thought might spark controversy. Meanwhile, the live audience was witnessing raw tension that television audiences missed. People in the stands said you could feel the shade and pain in the air. Then came Kendrick's bridge, a haunting spoken word piece about fame, betrayal, and finding peace through chaos. He rapped, "We all shine till we blind each other, chasing light that was never ours." As he said that, the camera zoomed out, showing all five of them standing apart, each isolated under their own spotlight. Fans later called it one of the most powerful visuals in halftime history. But the craziest twist, Bad Bunny had one more surprise. As the final chorus started, he shouted, "Let's bring it home." And out came a hologram, a massive glowing phoenix that rose from the center of the field. Symbolic? Yeah. But here's the kicker. Insiders say that Phoenix graphic was originally designed to feature Akei's silhouette. After their fallout, Bad Bunny had it changed to his dot, Akei. I noticed instantly. Her expression changed mid-performance. She looked up, saw the bird, and you could see her whisper something under her breath. Later, fans zoomed in on the footage, light-reading her saying, "You took everything." Within seconds, the internet had that clip on replay with captions, theories, and 1,000 think pieces about what it meant after the performance ended. The crowd erupted, fireworks everywhere. Everyone pretending like it was all love. They hugged on stage, smiled for the cameras, but it was all fake. As soon as they walked off stage, witnesses said Bad Bunny ripped off his mic and stormed down the tunnel. Mugy followed him, shouting, "Bro, don't act like that." Eska tried to calm everyone, saying, "It's over. Just breathe." But Akei wasn't having it. She turned to Kendrick and said quietly, "This isn't over." Back in the green room, the atmosphere was electric, and not in a good way. NFL officials were trying to figure out if the broadcast delay had caught everything. Bad Bunny was pacing back and forth, saying, "They turned my show into a soap opera." Kendrick sat in the corner, scrolling his phone, watching clips already flooding social media. "Bro, it's everywhere," he said. "They're already calling it the most dramatic halftime ever." Within minutes, hashtags like #AKEI expose Bunny and #Super Bowl Shade Show were trending worldwide. Fans were split down the middle. Half said Bad Bunny was wrong for erasing Akaza's contribution. The other half defended him, saying he was just protecting his art. Mugy, of course, fueled the fire by posting a story that read, "Truth hurts, numbers don't lie," followed by a fire emoji. Eska reposted a fan video with the caption, "Real emotions make real art." Kendrick, true to form, stayed silent, but the real storm was brewing behind the scenes. According to a source close to Akei's team, Eska got a text from Bad Bunny's manager that same night telling her, she'd violated contract terms by changing her lyrics. She replied simply, "Good. I'm not here for contracts. I'm here for truth." That text leaked within an hour. And that's how the story spiraled even deeper. What was supposed to be a performance about unity turned into a messy, emotional war between artistry and ego. Fans were demanding interviews, responses, statements, but all the artists went silent for 48 hours, except one. Mugy went live on Instagram at 2 a.m. the next night, sipping from a red cup, laughing. "Y'all want to know what really happened?" he said. "Let's just say not everyone can handle the spotlight." He hinted that Bad Bunny had personal issues with one of the artists, but refused to name names. "The truths come out when the views drop," he teased, grinning. That Live Alone pulled over 500,000 viewers. Comments were flooded with theories, accusations, and fan breakdowns. People started making side-by-side videos, decoding gestures and glances from the halftime show, like it was a detective case. One clip even showed Akei wiping away a tear during the final verse. And fans claimed it wasn't acting, it was real pain. By the time the sun rose the next morning, the internet had chosen sides. Bad Bunny versus Akei wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a movement the next morning. The world woke up still buzzing from what had just happened. News outlets were losing it. Blogs, podcasts, and even sports analysts were talking less about the game and more about the halftime chaos. CNN had a segment called the Halftime Meltdown. While Twitter was flooded with millions of clips dissecting every glare and lyric, fans were calling it a musical civil war. And what made it even crazier? None of the artists were speaking. Not a single one. That silence made the world even more obsessed. Then, out of nowhere, Mugy posted a black and white picture on his Instagram. It showed him and Bad Bunny in what looked like a dark studio, both wearing hoodies, mugs of coffee in hand. The caption simply said, "Business first." The internet went insane. Was this a sign that Mugy and Bad Bunny had squashed their tension? Were they planning to capitalize on the drama? Eska commented under the post with just one emoji, a pair of eyes. That comment alone hit 1 million likes in 3 hours. Meanwhile, Akei broke her silence in the most unexpected way. She uploaded a short clip to her TikTok, a close-up of her face, no makeup, eyes red like she'd been crying. In the background, you could hear a rough demo of a song. Her voice whispered, "They told me to stay quiet, but silence is their weapon." No hashtags, no captions, nothing else. Within minutes, it went viral. People called it a soft diss. Others said it was the calm before the storm. Kendrick was still silent. But people noticed he started liking posts about creative freedom and truth in art. Some fans took that as his quiet way of picking a side. Eska was trying to play peacemaker publicly, tweeting what y'all saw was real passion. Sometimes art comes with scars. But trust, it was all love. But even that didn't calm anyone down. Because at that point, it wasn't just about music. It was about loyalty then. Things took a darker turn. A leaked voice memo surfaced on a gossip page. In it, a man who sounded like Bad Bunny was heard saying, "She broke the plan. She wanted to use my stage to make her little heartbreak story go viral." The voice continued, "Next time, she won't even get an invite." The clip spread like wildfire. Some people said it was fake, edited for clout. Others swore it was real. Akei didn't confirm or deny it, but she did post a photo of herself holding a burning contract. The caption said, "Freedom costs everything." That's when the story started snowballing into something way bigger than music. Industry insiders began whispering that Akei was blacklisted from certain labels. Promoters started pulling her from upcoming festival lineups due to logistics, but everyone knew what that meant. Fans were furious, accusing Bad Bunny's team of trying to silence her. Mugy made things worse by going live again, laughing, saying, "You can't bite the hand that fed you and expect dessert." But then something unexpected happened. Kendrick stepped in publicly for the first time. During his surprise set at a Los Angeles benefit concert, he performed a brand new verse that sent shockwaves online. They called it business, I called it betrayal. They said it's numbers, I said it's the soul. You can't mute the truth when it's on fire. Fans immediately connected the lyrics to the halftime scandal. Just like that, the whole narrative flipped. People started calling Kendrick the voice of reason, saying he was exposing the dark side of fame. Within hours, #KendrickSpeaks was trending worldwide, and while all this was happening, Bad Bunny was silent. Completely silent. No tweets, no lives, no press statements. But everyone knew he was plotting something. 3 days later, he finally broke the internet again. At midnight, he dropped a music video titled Resurrection. The thumbnail showed him standing in a burning stadium, a direct callback to the Super Bowl performance. The visuals were insane. Phoenix's shattered mirrors and scenes that looked eerily similar to the halftime stage setup. In the video, a silver-clad woman who looked suspiciously like Akei walked away from him while he sang. "I gave you wings and you flew too far." People lost it. It was too obvious to be coincidence. It wasn't just a song. It was a declaration. And just when fans thought they'd seen it all, Akei clapped back within 24 hours. She released her own track, The Cage, with a teaser clip that featured the line, "A phoenix can burn, but I was the fire first." Even more shocking, fans noticed a faint voice layered in the background that sounded like Eska's ad-libs. Was Eska switching sides? That became the next big question. She hadn't said anything officially, but her repost of Akaza's teaser with the caption, "Women Rise," said enough. And that's when Mugy lost it. He went on another live, visibly heated, saying, "Y'all want to turn this into some feminist protest? This was music. Now it's chaos. We made history and y'all ruining it with feelings." Kendrick commented under a fan clip of Mugy's rant with one word: balance. Fans didn't know what it meant, but it fueled even more theories. Behind the scenes, NFL execs were panicking. What was supposed to be a proud cultural moment had turned into a massive controversy that was now dominating headlines more than the actual game. There were whispers that the league might even ban some of the artists from future halftime shows due to unprofessional behavior. The tension finally came to a head during a private industry event in Miami, where all 4 of them were invited not for performance, but for an award honoring excellence in live entertainment. The organizers probably thought it would be a sweet reconciliation moment. Big mistake. Reportedly, Bad Bunny arrived first with his entourage, keeping it low-key but looking tense. Mugy came right after, loud as ever, cracking jokes with the press. Eska slipped in quietly, dressed elegantly, trying to avoid questions. But when Akei entered wearing a fiery red dress that made the room go silent, the energy shifted immediately. Every camera turned. Everyone held their breath. The 2 of them, Bad Bunny and Akei, locked eyes for the first time since the Super Bowl. No words, just that look. Reporters shouted questions. "Are you too good now? Was it all planned?" Neither said a word. The award show started smoothly, but people noticed the tension in the front row. Mugy kept whispering to Bad Bunny. Eska was biting her lip. And Akei was tapping her nails on the table like she was counting seconds. Halfway through the event, the host made a joke referencing the halftime performance, saying, "You never know when the stage might turn into therapy." The crowd laughed nervously. Except for them, then came the dramatic moment nobody saw coming. The award for Live Performance of the Year was announced, and it went to Bad Bunny and the halftime team. The crowd erupted, but as Bad Bunny walked on stage to accept, Akei stayed seated. People started noticing phones came out instantly. When he got to the mic, he looked out at the audience and said, "Thank you to everyone who made that night unforgettable. Even those who made it unforgettable for the wrong reasons." Gasps filled the room. Cameras zoomed in on Akei, who just smiled, calm, defiant. She slowly stood up, clapped twice, and walked out of the room. Eska turned her head like she didn't know what to do. Mugy looked uncomfortable. Kendrick, who had been sitting in the back the whole time, just stood and started clapping. Two eyes locked on Akei as she left. That clip went viral within minutes, and that's where things truly exploded online. Fans started calling Akei the new Phoenix, saying she walked out of the ashes of betrayal like a queen. Others accused her of milking the drama for attention. But whether you loved her or hated her, one thing was clear: she owned that moment. By the next morning, Akei's new single was #1 on streaming charts. Bad Bunny's Resurrection was right behind it. The internet dubbed it the Battle of the Phoenixes. Fans started choosing sides like it was a championship. #TEAMAKEI versus #Team Bunny. And in the middle of all this chaos, Eska posted a tweet that simply said, "Truth's coming soon." The world was officially obsessed. After the Miami Award drama, fans couldn't stop dissecting every single interaction between Bad Bunny, Aka, Eska, Mugy, and Kendrick. Theories, memes, reaction videos, it was endless. Every new post, story, or subtle glance on stage felt like breaking news. Some fans even started analyzing previous Bad Bunny performances, claiming to spot subtle digs aimed at Akei. The internet had officially turned the halftime show into a full-blown soap opera behind closed doors. Sources said tensions were higher than ever. Bad Bunny was reportedly holed up in his studio for days, writing, recording, and plotting his next move. Mugy, on the other hand, was in constant contact with promoters and industry insiders, allegedly pushing to control the narrative before Akei could release anything new. Eska, ever the mediator, was said to be trying to get everyone on the same page, but insiders admitted it was a nearly impossible task. Kendrick remained mysterious, showing up at public events but refusing to comment, fueling more speculation that he was playing chess while everyone else played checkers. Then came the leak that would shake the internet further. A behind-the-scenes video surfaced online, showing Akei and Bad Bunny in what appeared to be a heated argument backstage just minutes before the halftime show started. She was pointing her finger, voice trembling, saying, "You promised we'd all shine. This isn't shining, this is control." Bad Bunny was calm but firm, replying, "This is bigger than us. Bigger than your feelings." Fans immediately dubbed it the Backstage Showdown. The clip went viral within hours, racking up millions of views. Fans were furious on both sides, debating who was in the right. After that, Akei dropped her first public statement via an Instagram Live. She didn't directly name anyone, but hinted strongly at the conflict. "Sometimes the people you trust the most can try to silence your voice. I'm not going anywhere. If they want to fight, they'll get one, but on my terms." Fans erupted. Hashtags like #AKEI stand strong and #Phoenix Rising were trending within minutes. Bad Bunny responded indirectly by releasing another teaser of Resurrection on social media, showing flames engulfing a stadium with 5 silhouettes, including one that clearly resembled a car walking away. His caption, "The stage remembers everything." Fans interpreted it as a direct response, escalating the online feud. Then, the drama took a personal turn. Sources claim that Mugy had contacted Akei privately, attempting to convince her to drop the drama and collaborate on a new single to smooth things over. Akei's team reportedly laughed at the offer, saying she's not here to reconcile with fake apologies. She's here to tell her truth. Mugy's attempt backfired, leading to more leaks and fan outrage. Eska as involvement became even more mysterious. Fans noticed she was posting cryptic messages and images, a shattered mirror, Phoenix, wings, and lone figures walking into the sun. Some interpreted it as her subtly supporting Akei. Others thought she was trying to remain neutral while building hype for her own upcoming music. Either way, everything she did was dissected and theorized about endlessly. The tension reached a new level when a video clip from a recording session leaked online. In the clip, Akei could be heard singing her heart out, her voice raw and emotional, while Bad Bunny's vocals were edited in over hers in a way that seemed to overshadow her. Fans claimed this was the final straw, sparking another wave of online arguments. Mugy commented under fan posts, saying, "This isn't a feud, it's evolution." His vague statement did nothing to calm the storm. Kendrick, always the wild card, dropped a cryptic tweet late at night. "Truth burns brightest in the dark." Fans immediately linked it to the halftime drama, claiming it confirmed he was Team Akei, or at least calling out the manipulation behind the scenes. Within minutes, the tweet was retweeted thousands of times, sparking threads analyzing every word. Amid all this chaos, merchandise rumors started popping up. Fan accounts claimed that Akei had secretly started selling Phoenix-themed merch, which many took as her embracing the Phoenix persona from the halftime fallout. Simultaneously, Bad Bunny's team released limited edition Resurrection shirts and hoodies, creating a literal battle of fan merch. The internet divided. #TEAMAKEI supporters claimed authenticity, while #Team Bunny fans flaunted iconic stage visuals. Then came the unexpected twist, a collaborative interview with a music journalist where Bad Bunny, Akei, and Eska were all present, but not Mugy or Kendrick. Tensions ran high from the start. The journalist asked about the halftime chaos, and Akei said, "We were supposed to make magic together. Some people wanted to make headlines instead." Bad Bunny countered, "I didn't stage drama. I just performed my art." Eska quietly added, "Art comes with emotion. Maybe we let that emotion spill too far this time." Fans and media dissected every glance, every pause. Body language experts wrote threads analyzing micro-expressions, claiming they saw subtle betrayals and unspoken apologies. Memes were made instantly, showing Bad Bunny glaring, Akei smirking, Eska looking conflicted. Mugy's absence became a meme in itself, captioned, "Where's the hype man when you need him?" And just when the world thought it couldn't get more dramatic, sources leaked that the next collaboration session had been scheduled in secret, only for Akei and Eska, intentionally excluding Bad Bunny and Mugy. Insiders claimed this was rekindling their own musical fire, and potentially setting up a comeback that could overshadow the Super Bowl entirely. Fans lost it. #Eska started trending, signaling a new alliance in the feud. But Bad Bunny wasn't staying silent either. A private video surfaced showing him in a studio with Kendrick, discussing new music. Fans speculated that this was teaming up to counter Akei and Eska. Social media exploded with predictions. Would the next release be a diss track, a collaborative masterpiece? Or would it escalate into full-blown musical warfare? Amid all this, fan reactions became even more intense. Some threatened to boycott concerts, others organized streaming parties for Akei's singles. Meme accounts created elaborate storylines, imagining Super Bowl characters as soap opera figures. Theories about secret feuds, hidden lyrics, and even hologram betrayals were circulating non-stop. The drama even caught mainstream media attention. Daytime talk shows ran segments titled "The Halftime Feud Nobody Saw Coming," while late-night hosts joked endlessly about Phoenix metaphors, broken contracts, and the stare-down heard round the world. The coverage only fueled the internet fire, and yet In the midst of all this, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a feud over a halftime show. It had become a saga, a story about control, artistry, betrayal, loyalty, and the raw human emotions behind fame. Fans weren't just watching a performance anymore. They were witnessing the making of legends and the rise of new ones to cap it off. A mysterious post appeared on social media from an unverified account claiming to be a source from inside the Super Bowl production team. It read, "You ain't seen nothing yet. Act 3 is coming, and it's going to change everything you think you know." Fans immediately went wild, speculating about secret collabs, surprise releases, or even live confrontations in future shows. The speculation alone created tens of thousands of new threads and videos overnight. The stage was set. The players were defined, alliances were shifting, and every fan was on the edge of their seat. No one knew what would happen next, and that uncertainty only made the story even juicier. The halftime show had transformed into a real-life drama series that no one could stop watching. And just like that, the saga of Bad Bunny, Akei, Mugy, Eska, and Kendrick keeps unfolding, and we're all here for every shocking moment. Who do you think really has the upper hand in this drama? Is Akei truly the phoenix rising from the ashes? Or is Bad Bunny about to reclaim the crown with his resurrection? Will Eska finally reveal where her loyalties lie? And what secret moves does Kendrick have up his sleeve? The truth is, we don't know. And that's what makes this story absolutely addictive. So now it's your turn to weigh in. Drop your hottest takes in the comments below. Who's winning this halftime feud in your eyes? And who's about to flip the script? Smash that like button if you've been glued to every post, clip, and leak. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Because trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. We're tracking every side eye, every cryptic post, and every surprise drop. And we'll bring you all the updates as they happen. Your opinion matters. The internet is buzzing. The stakes are high, and the drama is far from over. So get ready, stay tuned, and join the conversation. Because the halftime saga is just getting started, and we're all living for the chaos. Let us know. Are you Team Akei, Team Bunny, or are you just here for the wild ride? The choice is yours, and the world is watching.